What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report, where Troop was playing a cheeky 18-threat game against me with 17 threat.
Get good, right?
I mean, I don't recall Archangel in your initial squad there.
Wow. You just have a bad memory, really.
I just have a bad memory. Yeah, I do. But yeah, so there we go. Hellfire Club finishing off at 16. A-Force pulling it out with a very lucky win there at 17 points. Right by the skin of my teeth. Just to get it right out there, I thought when Mighty Thor whiffed against Archangel at the very end there, I thought that was game.
Yeah, it could be completely over. Yeah.
I thought I was done there, which is funny because earlier in the game with how Mighty Thor was going, I thought that was Mighty Thor was just kind of wiping the table over there with you a little bit.
So I definitely made a mistake in the last turn with Wolverine. Wolverine got to place. My brain is always like place on point, place on point, place on points. I was supposed to not place on points, because then when I Hellfire Club, Emma gets the extra power that she needs to do hands off, which is an 8-die mystic attack that
with
you
a
can't.
Wild throw.
Yeah,
which would have
and you can't marshal it. Like it was like my thing to go against Gamora over here, and I just oops.
Well, you know what? I made my own mistake there. Mighty Thor was supposed to use a 4 Midgard and charge off and grab this spider infected here, and I let Conan get the better of me, and
you were angry because the stupid dice were not cooperating anyway.
Stupid dice. Like over the course of the game, I was definitely on the curve.
Yeah,
right. Like this was not a game where I got diced hard or anything like that. I got some cool spikes in there.
But those last. I had some decent defense rolls against a truck and the 2 attacks, but your attacks were like 2 and 3.
I feel like in the end there, a lot of our attacks were just kind of doing this weird whiffing out thing.
We got tired. We were just slapping each other.
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. I also forgot a couple instances of aggressive early in the game that probably would have been really good for She-Hulk there. Like there was one instance where I could have put myself on that point as well.
Yep.
Score a little bit extra. But I forgot.
For my starting thing, it was supposed to be I move up with one of my guys that can take damage, healing factor guys, one of the 3, and jam a bunch of power onto Emma. I don't want to have any power on anyone else. I need to put it all to Iceman so I can pull up someone big and mean. Logan or Wolverine was pretty good for some of that. I liked where he was, and I liked how he was participating in the game from turn 1.
Yeah, he was a perennial threat the entire game, not going to lie.
I'm not entirely sure about this 3 points Soul Stone or Infinity Gem for him. He did okay. Like I did like the slows, and I did like the fact that he was kind of messing up some things.
Your slows definitely impacted a Gamora activation for sure. Whether or not it impacted enough, I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah, I love the idea of it, and if I had saved it for a little bit later to pull someone into a big fight, it could have been really cool, but...
I think you also didn't get the chance to really leverage your freeze and fade as well, or at least your attacks. Because remember, you can do your I can't remember what it's called, but your airlift-esque thing off a freeze and fade as well.
Yes. Right? I just had to set it up properly, and yeah, that was definitely something I should have thought about a little bit better. So
yeah, like you put a lot of eggs in that basket. I think it's a very cute trick. Whether or not it's a good trick, I don't entirely know.
Yeah, that's fair. On the other hand, I kind of liked falling for Angel into Archangel. One of the things that Archangel kind of sucks at is the early game gaining power, building himself up to a point where he's starting to defend himself and hurt people. Whereas Angel, I felt like, was actually okay at gaining a little bit of power and moving around.
Angel took some shots to the face there.
Great job, Angel. I'm not sure about the ultimate sacrifice. I didn't end up using it. I was trying to keep Emma in the right spot, but at the end of the day, I was like, I'm okay with it not doing anything.
Yeah, I think because you didn't have sacrifice, did you?
No. I had ultimate sacrifice. Way better than sacrifice.
Yeah, like ultimately in the end, did you even have Brace?
No.
Yeah, Brace probably would have served you a little bit better in this particular game because I did have some solid throws.
I also didn't end up using Weapon X program just because I ran out of power for that last turn. But no,
that was unfortunate. But I mean, Wolverine, like I said, was a perennial threat. Yep. I had to keep worrying about him.
Well, and the worst thing about this whole concept is maybe this was a better as a Weapon X list or something like that. But Because Angel can technically pull some people along too, right? So
yeah, you got the airlift with Angel as well, and yeah, it's interesting. I think if you swapped Emma for like X-23 or something like that and ran this as Weapon X, it might have been a little bit. Well, honestly, I don't know.
I didn't have very many rerolls, so it's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah. So, but all in all, like your team performed well. Which was good. Like I said, neither of us really got diced, so I think your team performance did do some stuff. And in the end, I mean, the score speaks for itself.
Yeah, right? Very competitive score right up to the end, right?
Right up to the end, all of us except for She-Hulk because she can't get injured. We were all sitting on like dazed, hurt characters, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And honestly, it could have gone either way at the very end there. Like if Mighty Thor popped off a little bit more and took down Archangel, like that probably would have secured me the win easily at that point. But it didn't. If Archangel did something and popped off against Gamora, I think at that point, if you killed Gamora, at best we were tying it.
Yeah, I think that's 16. What it was at that point, yeah.
Because I would have scored 2 to go to 16. You would have been on, because you wouldn't have gotten the place from Overwing.
So I would have gone to 16. But I would have been on the point. So.
No, because you wouldn't have had Overwing.
I didn't need it because I was already on top of it. Because I got to do my move and my charge.
Were you? I didn't think you were that close to it.
I think I was over here. I think it was like here, but yeah. Anyway,
I didn't think you were close enough to it. But either way, Gamora like rolling 5 dice against your 7. That was going to be a tall order.
Yeah.
And I got to give Gamora this. Her defense dice showed up this game.
Yep. Yeah. You definitely were able to fire off like martial prowess a whole bunch of times to make sure that you had the defense die when you needed it.
Martial prowess really did a lot. She put a lot of defense in against Wolverine.
Yep.
She put a lot of defense in against Deadpool. Like.
Yep.
She didn't get the kill count that I was hoping for, but you know what? She soaked the firepower.
She sure did, yeah.
She soaked the firepower, and that was big. Deadpool soaked a little bit more than I anticipated as well.
Yep.
Which was great for him. Wolverine soaked a little bit more than I wanted him to.
Yeah.
Like it got to a point where it's like I'm just chipping him away, and that's no bueno.
Yeah, no bueno, big time.
It got to the point where you got him injured, and like I'm just gonna stop putting dice into him because I don't want him to have all this extra dice into me. And
yeah.
I will also say this. I got really lucky early on when Widow survived on 1 over there. That was huge because she just sat there and scored 2 points for me.
Yeah, it was big. And I was like, oh, I can't believe. But that's what Widow does, right?
Yeah. No, Widow's excellent. And the fact that she took down Deadpool in the process, that was just... I like to think that like the whole exchange was basically like Deadpool walk. Okay, no, range 3. Phew.
Yeah. I checked it. Yep.
I like to think the exchange was like Deadpool just shooting off at Widow. Widow just like no, slapping him.
Yeah.
Deadpool doing it again. No, slapping him. I got really lucky with that particular instance there. Because if Widow had gone down to Deadpool, it would have been a very different game. I would have had to start playing a lot more aggressively.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way my dice were going aggressive really wasn't in the cards there.
Yeah.
Which was definitely a thing. But yeah, there we go. It was a fun game though. Very tight. Very tight game. Always like those sort of ones there. So there we go. Hellfire versus A-Force with a slight victory for A-Force on that one, making me sweat a little bit. So we will see you guys next time, which is going to be the Halloween special. So we're gonna be teaching some fools to ice skate uphill and howling at the moon and blah 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 all over the place. So we'll see you guys next time. Happy wargaming.